Hey Gemini, and welcome to this reading. And I actually already recorded this reading, but Spirit must have been like, no, not that one, because yeah, the recording's disappeared. So here we are for a second time. And this is going to be a real deep dive into your year ahead, 2026, looking at each month in detail. And so I'll leave timestamps so you can go to the relevant month throughout the year. And recording this, I recorded all of the other videos in January, but we're already in February now. So we're going to use January just as a bit of a review, what happened in January. And yeah, we'll see what comes through. I get physically moved, guided, I get given messages which I'll pass on to you. And there's going to be so much information in this that what I'll probably do is leave a bit of a summary or something. I'll leave a link to that in the comments. And yeah, you can go back and refer to it. And you can also jump to the relevant months. So we're going to see what messages want to come through for your greatest good, for your highest timeline. Okay, so I'm being given a message that there's been a weight that you've been carrying, and this is you moving forward away from that weight. Yeah. And so the Six of Swords here, showing that movement forward, showing that you're moving towards peace and back into harmony. Releasing some weight, so it could be responsibilities, it could also be overthinking and stress, or it could be other people. We've just been coming out of a 9-year into a 1 year. And so there's a lot of releasing collectively. It's also the year of the Serpent and shedding. And we're moving away from that and into the year of the Fire Horse and new beginnings. And so that card really showing that movement forward, releasing that heavy weight from before. And this is a tool in your pocket and close to your heart. And it's the 10 of Cups here. And so with this is you tapping into that emotional fulfillment, that joy, that happiness, and seeing it all around you. Having gratitude for everything around you is the real tool. Moving into gratitude raises your vibration. And so moving forward, have gratitude for everything around you. And I'm being given the message that know that this is what you're moving towards as well. This is what you're carrying forward, is happy times and moving to wish fulfillment in your emotions. So your emotional fulfillment. And so a bit of information about what was on your shoulders and what you're leaving behind. And so here we have the Queen of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. And so here it feels like you weren't able to be in your authority. You also had your light dimmed. You weren't able to be your authentic self and express yourself authentically. And there might have been a feeling of losing your joy and not finding the joy, not being passionate about things. And you're being guided here that you are moving into karmic balance. So whereas there might have been people and places that might have been dimming your light, this old chapter, this old weight is closing. You're moving forward with the Six of Swords into that 10 of Cups energy. You're also going to start embodying your fiery and powerful energy and being unapologetically you, taking up space, following your passions and following them fiercely. This is big energy that you're shifting and leaving behind and moving forward to that joy and to that emotional abundance, shedding any old identities and karmic cycles that it's time for them to leave, time to release them, time to move on to your next abundant chapter. Yeah. Okay, so I'm putting out the cards. It's going to be at least one for each month, and yeah, it's not going to be in order, it's wherever I'm guided to put the cards. Okay, and so that's all of the cards put out, one for each month, and I'm being guided that this card in the middle that I've put in the middle, it's about communication, and it's going to be a theme throughout the year coming back to. It's about communication this year, so this is a big one. And so here, the 9 of Cups. And so this is a beautiful card to have as your theme for the year. This is wish fulfillment and getting that emotional fulfillment and obviously working towards the 9 and then that 10 of Cups that we saw earlier that you're moving towards. This is you stepping out of those old cycles and into this new change and getting that your filled cups through this. Specifically about communication, this is you finding that you're being heard, you're being listened to, and you're getting fulfillment through what you're communicating, or you're making those soul aligned connections where you're truly being heard, seen, and feeling supported and in harmony and in balance. I'm also getting another message about listening to your intuition, listening to your inner guidance. And so again, on the theme of communication, this could be communicating with your spirit guides, but really deeply understanding yourself emotionally and letting your body and your emotions be your compass throughout this year. Okay. And so I'm being guided to January. So the card for January, here we have the Page of Wands. And so the Page of Wands for the first month of the year, we've already passed January. And so this month is a new beginning, and we were looking at it with the Queen of Wands. This is you igniting your inner fire and boldly stepping out with that curious mind to start fresh and to start finding your passions or inspiration. This could be you starting a new course or something that really lights you up. This really is the initial spark phase, moving towards reaching that Queen of Wands where you're authentically you. This is you taking those first steps towards your sunny destiny. And so that's all I'm being given for last month, for January. And so, yeah, this is you starting to make those little steps, those little changes. And I'm being guided to February. So February, we have the Fool. And so this really is that new beginning energy. So February, a month where you're boldly taking that leap into new beginnings, starting again, really closing off those old chapters, releasing that weight. You can see the Fool here is packed so lightly. That is you now. This is you releasing that heavy weight that you've been carrying before and unnecessary baggage, letting it go and moving forward with that trust, knowing that you'll be held by the universe and that you're moving into your highest timeline and walking and moving in alignment. Okay, so moving on to March. So the card for March, here we have the 10 of Cups. And so this, again, going back to we were given it as a tool, it looks like everything, there's joy all around you. This could be with your family. And again, I'm getting something about communication. And so with the 10 of Cups and communication, this is you taking time to tell the people around you that you love them. This is the energy of divine union and emotional fulfillment. This is overflowing of blessings and harmony and purpose, a purpose-filled life here. And so this is you moving from February to really feeling that this is your purpose. This is how you're moving forward. Things are becoming clearer and Spirit is guiding you to see the happiness that originates from within. And I'm also getting that you're supported and following your heart. This is a time for celebration and deep connection. So a really beautiful month here. There is a challenge on this month. I'm being given a card that's a challenge. And so here with the challenge, it's the 5 of Swords. And so there could be people trying to pull you out of this harmony. There could be conflict. There could be chaos that comes up. And this could be arguments with other people trying to pull you off your path. This can also sometimes be internal conflicts where we're not sure what path to take. And so if there's any confusion that comes through, make sure that you tap into your energy within. And it's important, even if it's external people, toxic situations, and people trying to pull you off your course or like arguing with you, it's important to come back to your truth, to your peace, to your stillness, to your intuition, and trust that moving forward. This is where you're going to get emotional clarity. And this is a real test from the universe in this month. And so if there are any family conflicts, work conflicts, anything where you're really being pushed and tested and you find yourself in any situations where you're like, well, I deserve to win this and I'll win at all costs. Stop and realize this is just a test. Am I going to fall back into those old cycles again? Or have I passed this test so I can move forward to that emotional fulfillment? Bring yourself back to that inner stillness, to your power within. and that you've passed the test, tick, and you're moving forward in alignment. I'm getting something from the past, and so this could be someone from the past coming up, or some situation from the past coming up. And it makes sense if this is a test to see if you've learnt your lessons and this cycle's completed. This makes sense if it's a repeated pattern coming up. This could be that coming up to be released so you can move forward. Okay, so I'm being guided to April now. So here, April, and here we have strength. So strength showing that those challenges, you pass those challenges, that you're able to move forward on your path. And the whole feeling of the last few months is moving forward, but not from forcing things, not from needing to make things happen. A real trust and surrender, and knowing that everything's unfolding as it should, and that you're moving forward authentically you, and being able to express yourself, and a deep knowing that you are moving forward on your true purpose and away from fears and wounds of the past. And I'm being given a message here about really trusting and tapping into your heart. So I haven't been given any challenges for this month, but if there's some things from the past creeping up, if there's some doubts, if there's some fears coming through, maybe some negative thought patterns from the past, or it's a bit of a hangover from the previous month where you were really tested about those challenges. This is you moving into that new you that really has that patience and that trust and that inner resilience, where you are shining your authentic light and moving forward with your power, and you're being told to trust the unfolding of the path. I'm being given that this is within reach and to trust. And it's the Ace of Pentacles. And so the Ace of Pentacles, the divine holding out this seed and saying, what do you want to plant? What do you want to see? Because this is promised to you. And so that is the trust that the seeds that you're planting now are growing, they are taking shape. There's no need to force, there's no need to control things. Just have those intentions in your mind and move forward on that path with that trust that the divine is orchestrating everything and that you're co-creating with the universe everything that you want to see. Okay, being guided to May now. So for May, and here, so May, we have the Seven of Wands. And so May, it's important to protect your boundaries, whether that's protecting your energy. This could be, again, people coming in to try and pull you down, try and drag you off your path. This also shows that you've been rising. This is you seeing how far you've grown. And so this is the importance of standing in your power, not being shaken, defending your truth and standing tall. This is you moving forward on your path. And so you're again being asked to stand firm in your authenticity despite any opposition, and know that you've got divine support and you are here on your higher purpose, moving forward, following your heart. So again, I'm being shown something from the past, and that's the second time we had it on the Five of Swords. And so here, this could be someone from the past or a way of thinking, and it's just important to be aware of your boundaries. Was there anywhere in your past where you've let your boundaries down, maybe given too much, taken on too much responsibility, taken on too weight? This is you being asked to put those new boundaries in place. That's your divine armor as you move forward in your authenticity. And this is what you're moving forward on the path. This is within reach on the path forward and close to your heart. And so here, the Eight of Wands. And so this is progression going from the 7 to the 8. And it's progression moving forward on the path. Whereas in the previous months, being guided to really have that trust that things are falling into place and you don't need to force and you don't need to see it immediately taking shape. Here you're seeing that the momentum picking up in the moment and moving forward and seeing things really taking shape and getting a lot of messages through. This is the path, your highest path, your highest timeline, and releasing the past, really being shown. This could be messages from the past and showing you how different you react to it. And this is also rapid movement forward. And the choice here is, do you want to stay bound and restrained in the past? Or are you going to use this energy, this acceleration to propel forward into your highest timeline? Okay, so now being guided to June, so the card for June. And so in June, we have the Nine of Swords. And so this is a time of fears, of doubt. This month, be aware of where is your mind going? What is your mind thinking about? What are you feeding? This is also a time to take some rest. And I'm being given the message that these are hidden fears, hidden doubts, and again from the past. So it really feels like this half of the year is you still shedding, you still releasing and moving into a new you. This is you moving away from unhelpful cycles, and this is some potentially some shadow work that's needed to recognize some unhelpful thoughts, some overthinking, and any self-doubt that is keeping you in a mental prison. You're being asked to, again, tap into your intuition and break out of the chains of any unhelpful thinking, anywhere where your mind's still trapping you. The guidance here is really to stop any overthinking and trust your intuition moving forward, realizing that your fear is designed to keep you in limited consciousness. It's designed to keep you in a cage. Release yourself from that cage, moving forward on your path with that real trust. And again, I'm being given a message within reach and on your shoulders. And so here, more chaos. And so here with the Five of Wands, this is coming back into a bit of chaos and disharmony. And so this is again where you might be overgiving, you might have fallen into some stress, some fear and taken on too much weight, too much responsibility. But you've released it before, and so this is again guidance to release any conflicting thoughts and inner chaos, and to trust your intuition, move through any doubts, any limiting beliefs. Okay, and this is what to focus on for the path forward. Yes. And so look, moving from the 5 to the 6, this is you moving into your victory, releasing those chains, breaking through those bars of the mind, and moving out of the chaos back into harmony and back towards your victory that you were moving forward to. Okay. And so here in July, being guided to this card, yes. And here in July, we've got the King of Pentacles. And so this is really everything taking shape around you. You're really experiencing that abundance. Such a contrast from the previous month with the chaos and overthinking. Now you're moving forward to your victory, and this is you experiencing that stability, that safety. And I'm being guided to August, so here in August, yes. And so we're moving from the King of Pentacles to the King of Wands. And we started with the page, with a knowing that this was you coming into that authenticity. This is you who's been through the difficulties of the past. That's the salamander on his robe and on the back of his throne. This is you having been through the fire, but emerging and standing in your sovereignty and being authentically you, following your heart, following your desires, following your passion, and again feeling that stability underneath you. And being given this message to trust. Yeah. And again, this is the Knight of Pentacles, so trusting the path forward, that you're moving towards what you're manifesting, that it's all taking shape, and that you're moving forward with that patience, moving forward, seeing everything falling into place, and really moving forward with that patience and slow movement because of that deep, deep trust within. Trusting within and trusting the universe that you're co-creating as well is what I'm getting through. Okay, and I'm being guided to September. So here's September. We have the High Priestess. And so this is a great card of the next level of your intuition. Maybe this is you working with your spirit guides, working with the unseen realms. This is that deep knowing. And again, I'm being given the connection with the divine and connection and trust with the universe. And so this is you really able to see through the veil and experience the unseen. And this is you spiritually up leveling. This is potentially spiritual activations coming on online, but your crown chakra is wide open, and I'm being guided to the crown right now, and the connection and the trust. And so this is a month of deep soul downloads. This could be guidance again to take that time to meditate, to go within and listen to any subtle guidance. Look out for signs, synchronicities, but know that spirit is working behind the scenes to move you towards your highest timeline. and I'm being guided to October, so the card for October. And yes, there she is, the Queen of Wands. This was exactly what came up that you're moving towards, and this is you really embodying it. This is embodying that authentic you, really finding your joy. This is you enjoying being in your purpose, being in alignment, and this is you shining your light brightly and unapologetically. This is you standing firm without fear of judgment and standing in your sovereignty. This can be calculated risk-taking that you've been moving forward with, but this is you really shining bright, and it's beautiful to see. Okay, and so the card for November is the Hanged Man. And so here in November, this is guidance to take a pause, take a bit of time out. This could be, again, a next level of your spiritual journey. It could be a spiritual upgrade, up-leveling. This can point to enlightenment, and I'm being guided to that. The light shining out of the Hangman's head. And so this is you getting those spiritual downloads. And it's so clear here that you're in such a state of trust, that you're moving between that trust and action, and knowing that you don't need to force anything. And so in November, you're being guided to take that sacred pause, to go within and to be able to tap into guidance and see things from a different vantage point. And again, your guide's coming through, so it really feels like your connection with your spirit guides towards this last end of the year is really going to deepen so strong that there's no shaking you off this path. There's no snapping you out of this. This is a change. This is a year and a change that's going to change you forever. This is you glowing and shining your light bright. Following your heart, moving forward, having that deep connection I'm getting, and free from the weight of that past, and I'm getting so much confirmation through. This is a big year for you, and really amazing progress, how it's all progressed forward this year. Okay, so the last card, December, and December we have the Three of Pentacles. And so here in December, this is where connections and projects, new projects are going to start taking shape. There's been so much progress in 2026 that maybe looking out towards 2027, this is the next level. This is you making those connections, those soul-aligned connections, which can really mean that the project is taking shape. This is you having built yourself within this year. This really is you shining your light bright, and it's you having that fire within. This is what you've cultivated. This is what you've grown, and that deep, unwavering trust. Now it's time to share it. Whether that's you supporting others or you having those connections, that soul family that can help you build this further, whether it's a project or working with other people or you supporting others. This is you working not just with the divine forces, but your soul family. And it's beautiful what you're building. Building victory is what I'm getting, and this is you communicating as well. We looked at communication earlier, and this is really the month where you start communicating with others, how you see, what your vision is, what needs to be built, and what the plans are. Okay, that's amazing. That's all of the messages from the tarot, and I'm being guided to get a card from the Shaman's Dream. So we'll see what wants to come through, what advice for this year. Whoa. So, flying out of the deck, and we've got Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy, number 19. So I'll read that to you. And 19 adds up to a 10, so it's a real completion, which is exactly what we're looking at. So, Falling Angel, falling unconscious, spiritual narcolepsy. You are being cautioned now to not fall asleep or go unconscious. You have been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of your inspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading toward the trees below and a possible nasty landing. Remember that all you need to do to stop being a falling angel is to spread your wings, to halt your descent, and then find an updraft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and have only their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective, without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you're guided to change. You will know when the time is ripe. And I'm being given trust and so much guidance coming through. Really, with all of these messages coming through from your spirit guides, or being urging you to contact your spirit guides, really take that time to connect with your guides. Ask for a sign that they're there. Ask them to show you something specific to show that they're there, and start that communication going, start that conversation going. I think that's what the conversation was really about when we were guided to conversation at the start. Thank you so much for joining me on this reading. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have an amazing 2026. Sending so much love.